The Think Zone Fund, biggest fund in Vietnam right now. And we don't invest in solo founder because I don't believe the one founder can do everything. The good team is better than that. They had a lot of problems in early days. They had a lot of problems. Hello, hi Korean friends. I'm Do. I'm a founding partner and CEO of Think Zone Venture. So I have 14 years working in startup in Vietnam. I'm founder of some other startup before and the key member of the tech corporation in Vietnam, Microsoft and Google Asia as well. All my life, I spent for the tech company and build the tech product in Vietnam to try to show the problem in the pain point in the local market. It's very interesting for me and my friend before. But I think I have many fail when I build the startup in Vietnam. I believe the founder can have the founder, and it's why I build the Think Zone with my friend to build the ecosystem to try to come back to support the startup founder in Vietnam, to help them to know exactly the lesson to learn, how to help them to grow the product and user and grow the company, help them to how to working with the venture capital, working with investor and angel investor as well. About the Think Zone, we founded Think Zone in 2018. Very small concept to test how we can invest and help the startup in Vietnam. After a year, we know that we can do it better than we see many pain points startup founder, and it's why at this time we think the venture capital it look like the business model. We need to define what's the targeted customer, what's the targeted founder we can invest. After that, how we can talk to them. We need to build the marketing activity, sales activity as well, look like the business, the normal business. And when we talk to them, how we can encourage them to grow. What's the unique selling point of VC? It's a simple question in early day when we build the Think Zone. After that, we see, almost startup in Vietnam is very early. And it's why in the first concept, the Think Zone we built is a Think Zone Accelerator to try to help the startup founder in early day. Because more than 95% of all the startup in Vietnam is in early day. It's from pre-seed and seed round only. After that, in 2021, we see the Think Zone we cover a lot of potential opportunity in Vietnam. And we see, it's a potential for Think Zone we build another fund. It's bigger than the fund one. It's a Think Zone Fund 2. And it's right now is our strategy. You know, the Think Zone, we are the strategic partner of almost competition in Vietnam, the event in Vietnam. And we cover a lot of opportunity. We build a big pipeline for source deal in Vietnam to cover all of the stuff we know in Vietnam right now, emerging market. Another thing, we have online blog to sharing the knowledge with the community. After that, we have a manage the traffic to know about the Think Zone. And all the opportunities go to the pipeline, we try to analyze them. We know what is the potential model with the market research activity in the internal team in Vietnam, we know. Another thing, we try, if the startup in early day, they can go to our accelerator program. We can have a support, not only money. We can invest from 100 to 200,000 USD per deal. But many perks from our strategic partner can help them, can sponsor for them to reduce the cost in early day. We can help them with the media partner to sponsor for the credit to promotion and advertising. We can help them with the perk and credit for the office rental. With the co-working partner, we can help them with the cloud partner from Amazon Web Service and FPT Smart Cloud in local. In many things, only the perk is more than 300,000 USD. After that, they can go to our program for coaching. We connect all of the successful founder came back to join to be the advisor of each investee. They can learn more from the reality lesson from them. And the Think Zone, we are the first accelerator in South Asia applied scale-up simulator. Because not many the founder in Vietnam is build the unicorn before, right? But it's why we want to apply the simulator for them for them to try to know the startup life from 0 to 1, from 1 to unicorn. It's very different. They apply the scale up simulator from one of the very famous team in Switzerland, came back to Vietnam. And when they grow up, they can get more the money and more the support from Think Zone Fund. The Think Zone Fund too, the AUM is 60 million USD. We can invest from pre-seed up to 3 mil per deal, from pre-seed to Series A. But money is not most important. The Think Zone Fund, biggest fund in Vietnam right now, but the fund is contributed by one of the biggest corporations in Vietnam. We have the LP is very, very active. They are the top one corporation in Vietnam about the security, finance, retail, distribution, and production as well. They have a big ecosystem to back for the founder when they want to grow. We have a network with very close with the local corporation in Vietnam to help the startup they can make the big partnership to grow. Okay. They can upsell, they can have a support with the biggest user in our ecosystem. They can have sharing about the knowledge about the B2B, B2C, about the knowledge inside in any vertical, look like the finance, look like the microfinance, about the real estate as well, about the education as well, about the retail distribution as well. You know, the thing that we try to make the big investment network with all the investors in Korea, Japan, Singapore, and in regional as well. And I see that one of the pain point of the startup founder in Vietnam. They don't have enough experience about the fundraising. They don't know about the term sheet. They don't know about what's the special term in the SSA and SSA as well. And it's why we share to them, we coach for them to touch with the investor in Series A, Series B, and Series C as well. It's why, you know, the Think Zone and Deloitte, with the Think Zone, we are the only one VC in Vietnam. We have signed a strategic partnership with Deloitte to help the startup in Vietnam to advise about the financial due diligence and about the tax advisory as well, and help them to touch with the big global network about investment, about global expansion as well. Actually, you know, the startup ecosystem in Vietnam, I think its first VC came to Vietnam in 20 years ago. It's IDG, right? IDG Venture at that time. But it's very early. It's day one of this ecosystem right now. And I think until now, the startup ecosystem in Vietnam, the ecosystem is still early. Right now, it's very potential. It's an emerging market in Southeast Asia. Almost many the investors, they come to Vietnam to looking any opportunity. And when we build the Think Zone in more than 3 years ago, we see not many accelerator programs in Vietnam can sustainable. They hard to them because they don't have enough resources to cover the lifetime it grow. And it's why we build the Think Zone in early days. They try to build the accelerator, but not only that. If you build only accelerator in Vietnam, hard to you to sustainability. That's why we build the accelerator only to build the pilot. It look like a track vehicle for the venture capital right now only. We can use a program to test many of the business model in early day. They cover for them, they test them, they scan them, they help them to get a product market fit before we can push more money. And this is the main focus. It's a sweet spot we invest is the VC. And in Vietnam right now, it's not any other organization is similar to like Think Zone. But we follow some other model in another country. You can see Sequoia as well. Sequoia has Sequoia search for the accelerator, right? And they focus to looking any opportunity to invest more. And about the accelerator, they compare with the Y Combinator. They try to learn a lot from them. You can see the structure right now from Think Zone. With the current base we build, we not invest only by the Think Zone fund. We make the co-invest in day one with other investors. Look like it's a this base. The Think Zone and TNB Aura Capital in Singapore, we co-invest in the same base. all of the staff go to the final round, they can get the money, get the investment from ThinkZone and TNB area as well to own. After that, after 2 months, they have coaching by ThinkZone. We will have a demo day. In demo day, we need more than 200 investors in over the world. They can decide to make the core investment with the all of the staff. They graduate our batch. I think to be honest, no one can do everything. It's right. The support from ThinkZone, we focus in 3 points. The first is founding team. How you can help them to define the good founding team, the key member to your team. We have a talent network to help them to fuel. Right now, we're successful with many K. We help them to find the right people to go to be the co-founder of founding team. Another thing about the strategy, how you can define your strategy. And it's why we help them with many methodology, apply the design thinking concept, and we apply scale-up simulator. Another thing, no one can fit on for them, and it's why we build the advisory board. The startup founder can choose who is the right people to be the advisor, and we have structure for advisor. And the last, we focus in help them about the fundraising, how they can be one of the key member. It's very important to help them to touch with the investment network. When you can make the big network around the VC, the portfolio can easy to touch and share the idea and to build trust to raise the money. And we focus only the 3 points. About the advisor, another lesson we learned, I think it's very interesting. The great advisor, they don't want to have the fee. They don't want to get fee, it's quite small. And which why we build a structure with the advisory board. The advisory, who will go to advisory board, almost a successful founder. They have great experience before, but they build the benefit for them. They spend the office hour with our portfolio. They can invest to them. They have a discount when they put money to any portfolio. And almost of them is angel investor. They don't have time to build and scan and review the contract for the investment agreement as well. We have them with their own standard contract for any advisor, look like the angel investor, to help them to easy to enter in any startup which they want. We build all the standard document, look like the Y Combinator but we build in Vietnam, already ready. One of the main point when we choose a startup, join the venture. The venture game, they have a lot of problem in early day. Yes. Yeah, a lot of problem. But some of the key, we believe in the business model. We make many market research about what the model is fit in the market. Or some other case, the founder will teach our team what is the new business in Vietnam is potential. We try to learn and analyze it. For example, we invest in unweighted assets in Vietnam. We know that almost people in Vietnam, they have problem with the credit. They cannot to go to the bank to get the credit. If they go to some financial company in Vietnam, the interest rate very high. And it's why I know in the market, they need the alternative solution for the low income people in Vietnam. It's why we buy in unweighted assets model. After that, we scan in Vietnam startup. They are running the unweighted asset and they compare them. Some of the key was the founding team. The founding team has any experience before. They have built stuff before. One of the key, the ThinkZone, we very limit to invest in the first time founder. Because the first time founder, they don't have experience. They will try and fail. We encourage for the fail, but we limit to invest in first time founder. And we don't invest in solo founder because I don't believe the one founder can do everything. The good team is better than that. Another point, we want to see how the ThinkZone can support them. If our team cannot support anything, it's a risk is high. Because if you don't know the business, you cannot support them. It's why we should not to invest in this business. When we create the investment memo, one of the slides we need to analyze. If the ThinkZone invests in this startup, how we can support them? What the added value from ThinkZone to them? If it's a lot, we believe we can do that. You can control the game.